Hey there, Commanders. Welcome to another exciting Steel Division 2 match. I'm your host, Too Old for Gaming, and today we're on Dukla Pass. I am playing as the Soviets in the 7th Mechanized Corps. I will be going for the center town. My ZIS-2 seemingly has made it to the front line by himself, positioned the wrong way, and doesn't get the opportunity to shoot any of the 4 trucks we saw, but he may start taking fire soon. I have some Strelky teams, another ZIS-2 on my left flank, and a T-34 76 Razvedka, as well as the Matilda 2. Matilda 2, horribly outdated in 1944, with a 2-pounder and a single machine gun. ZIS-2's taken fire from a pack of Panzer 4Gs. Missing. Very stressed out at this point. There's a Panzer 3 recon. Keeping an eye on him, and he dies before... he might have hit this one tank. That's about it, though. Kind of a bummer. We have a Jumbo Wumbo over here from Chewy Nipple. Great name. Firing at the infantry in town. So one of my Strelky does get surrendered to Pioneers here. Enemy team, was it Dominic, is here with a bunch of disheartened Pioneers who, I guess it doesn't really matter when all you do is sort of grenade bundle. So hopefully the Jumbo just keeps absorbing shells from these Panzer IVs and allows the rest of my tanks to live. So we have 2 players in here right now, and I guess there's 2 of us. We've got an elephant all the way back there. That's going to cause problems. Enemy trying to get in an FW-190 bombing strike on us, but getting pushed off by the M15. 2 of them back here from Chewy, and actually shot down. P-40 bouncing shells from that T-34. Honestly not sure who's going to win this. You look at the values here. They're almost equal. The T-34 can penetrate a little bit more armor. But wow, that was a bad shot. Loader wounded. That's rough. Might end up losing here to the P-40. But we do have 2 T-34s. Actually, 3, excuse me. Blind. Shooter killed in the P-40. I think with 3 guns at him, he's going to lose this. M15 getting in on the anti-infantry action, but taking a bit of a risk here with all of the Panzers on our left. I did lose a Matilda to somebody. I'm guessing it was from a Panzer 3 or 4, I guess. The range on these guns is 1,250 meters, so I cannot hit them at that distance. Enemy bringing some of their own outdated tanks here. Panzer IV-C with a short-barreled howitzer. So let's check out the rest of the map while stuff's warming up. To our left, we have Bad Kill here with some Ranger teams guarding our flag. And really not much in the town. That's a bit worrisome. And not much up here to the left. Over on our right flank, it looks like we've got quite a bit of equipment and we're pushing, so that's good to see. And we've captured their flag here with Acheron. But I think the primary action's right here. That's because it's where I'm playing. Just kidding. Su-76I. If you haven't seen these things, I think they were like a little test bed for this gun. The S-1, which has the same performance as the gun on the T-34. They're only 30 points, but not much armor. That's an F-34. So, different gun. I think maybe that's the prototype. Somebody correct me in the comments. American Armored Rifles teams of BARs tearing up these Grenadiers. who've been forced into conscription. Unfortunately, all of those panzers are still alive, causing us havoc. That's a better view. Pack 38 gets suppressed by the M5 half-track. Those 50 kills, always doing a great job. I don't think he's going to live for very long, though. Nope. My Su-76 is under attack, and his crew is panicking already. So, I don't think he's going to live for too long either. I've got a couple more in here. 30 points. This one did go down. I'll see if we can do a little bit better with some of these. Some of these junk tanks sometimes can be useful. Other times, they just do what you saw there. One thing I'll note with this division is if you want to get radios up to the front line, I'd highly recommend giving your dozer recon the carrier Razvedka because it has a radio on board. We did kill a Panzer III, and I want to say the Mighty Matilda did that, but I could be wrong. We'll see in the stats at the end. I'll close the player base window. So having jumbos in A, really nice, especially when they're just taking every shot. Matilda getting up close now. Can you pull off another win here? Knocks out another Panzer. Armored rifles go down. Panzer III bounces on our Matilda and goes down. Amazing. 20-point tank. Panzer IV gets penned by the Matilda's 2-pounder. He is knocked out as well. Oh, God. Now the P-40 is going in for the Matilda. Who's going to win this? P-40 goes down. This isn't real life. I don't think we're going to do anything to the elephant, but we are in range of the Pack 38, and he does die. I don't know if it was to the Matilda 2 or my artillery. I have called in 120s, but that was hilarious to watch. If you're new to the game and you're playing 10 versus 10, you have the option between 81 or 82 millimeter mortars and 120s, and you can call in 4 of each in A. Please always get the 120s. They're just one of the most effective artillery pieces in the game. So, Panzer, the Matilda's still going. We might get another victim here. He did get penned that time by heat shell, and he knocks out another. Oh, man, maybe I shouldn't have badmouthed the Matilda up front because he's just doing absolutely phenomenal here. Loki's Tankos just off the flag, and with the Panzer IV falling back, we might flip that over to us. Anti-tank gun right here. Big crew, and 88, that's going to be a big risk to the jumbo over here. Gets penned. I don't think Chewie was paying attention, and then these things move horribly slow. But he's pushed in so far into the woods you can't see him, so might survive. Matilda 2 fighting the elephant. I think we're going to lose here. Unfortunately, our hero is killed. We get those Strucky teams up there, though, that could use the RPG-43 to destroy it. So I've redirected all my 120s onto the 88. Obviously, our biggest risk here outside of the elephant. But he can't move around. Not sure about this play. I think he's going to lose both those squads. Let's take a look around the map as we wiped out most of the enemy, and we did flip that flag. Situation not looking any better over here. Really no deployment. The enemy team could really exploit this and break us on this side. Look at this. There's nothing here. That's not good. But it's still a 14-10. And this is why I always tell you guys to be aggressive if there's an opening from the enemy by reconnaissance and push them forward. Don't be afraid to lose your units and check it out because you could have a complete opening like you're seeing here. Seems to be bottled up here. I'd like to see more AT guns and machine guns and recon up here to understand what's going on. Kind of a big loss when you're not using the field to your advantage. So elephants put in work over here. It sounded like we lost something else, but I missed what the name was. I have ISU 122S's as my primary tank killing unit in this division, but he He's not going to penetrate that. It says we can go 200, but we probably have to be within 750 meters. Tanko's not moving in for the Pack 38. Now, here they go. More enemies coming in, probably more trash infantry, too. Pack 38 is destroyed. That guy was on the enemy team, so that helps us. So if you were Dominic here, I would bring in a leader or an MP, because these guys are just going to get surrendered, unfortunately for him. Armored rifles out in the open. Chewie, I'm not sure why you're marching these guys out into absolute death. Leave a comment for me. Acheron getting pushed off a little bit. Just off the flag here. The 1311. We are still up on ticks somehow. I'm moving my equipment forward as we gain ground. Always got to remember to move your anti-aircraft pieces forward. The worst thing is when you think you've got the enemy on the ropes, you've got a tank assault with 4 or 5 tanks, and then a bunch of aircraft come in and wipe everything out. I've done it to other players. I've had it happen to me. It doesn't feel good. Not a lot of visibility from us. We could use some more recon. Or we got one recon guy over here. This guy needs to move up. And lo and behold, Acheron's got one, but he's putting him up here for some reason. Jumbo goes down. I'm not sure which unit that was. Enemy rocket fire. Nebel Warfare's hitting us. Obviously, we're quite concentrated in here. But really inaccurate rocket fire based on the range. So I think we're getting pretty fortunate here. Nothing dead yet. Panzer IV goes down to our ISU 122S. T-34 knocked out by rockets, and now we got some good visibility. You just saw the whole board light up. Maybe it was this guy too, I'm not sure, but we're starting to see things back here, and I'm not sure. Oh, this guy right here. Must be able to see that. I'm manually targeting over here. There was an 88 in this position I'd like to knock out. So we just knocked out a recon car. And more equipment heading our way. And we've got 1, 2, 3 players in here now. 3 or 4. Makes it more fun because on our end we've got 3 of us. Biggest problem at the moment is going to be the elephant. I'm guessing they thought that we were going to be a bit more suppressed from all of the artillery and shelling here. Unfortunately for them, that was not the case. How many Matildas do we have back on the field? I've got 2 left. I guess take the Matildas, but maybe not the Su-76Is? I don't know. We'll see. We'll take a look at the board at the end. Stug 3 battling my T-34. I felt like we could explore this area and possibly get a flag, and I really wasn't worried about losing a single T-34. Unfortunately, we do. Sturmpanzer is going to be a problem. We'll have to figure out a way to take him out here in Phase B, hopefully. I don't want to see him in Phase C. Alright, so this is about the time when I had started deploying over here on our left because we had nothing. So, bit of a split deployment now. I've got some Su-76Ms in Phase B. These are only 40 points and they can pen most German tanks, so definitely a good call. And they have a radio. With Soviets, you don't get a lot of radios, so it's always nice to have a few extra on the field. I've got some SVT Strelky teams in Sapri recapturing this flag. It's a 15-9. Again, enemy just not being aggressive enough. They could easily break me here. P2 coming in with the frag rockets. I basically got these guys to fall back, and sometimes that high explosive can destroy a Stug 3. I've seen it happen. Unfortunately, this time it didn't, but he's very near a fallback. Enemy has been trying to shell me off this flag, but not able to. Dominic finally surrendered against us. I wish he would have kept playing. Dominic, hopefully you watch these videos. Maybe you can take some of my advice on maneuvering your units and stuff. This is not a game where you just throw things in the front line. You got to strategically think about what you're doing. Maybe smoke the whole area and send in submachine gun teams, shell the whole area, suppress everyone, push them forward. Well, the game's awesome. Let's see what's going on over here. I sent, so, again, as I was kind of alluding to earlier, this guy's only 30 points. I realize his optics aren't great, but if he's only 30 points, I wanted to see how far, if I could get back here. Wasn't sure if this was defended or not. This deck doesn't really have a great amount of recon in it. I think I only have 2 cards, one being in the very slow carrier, and the other being the T-34 recon, I believe. But we found a Pioneer, not encountering much else, excuse me. Stug 3 dueling the Matilda. The Matilda win again, knocked out the loader. We get them pushed off, so the mighty Matilda still causing havoc. Strelky team's firing on these Panzergrens. Excuse me, they're just Grens. No Panzer about it. And we lose our Su-76I, so something back there, but obviously focused in a different area when that happened. Enemy motorcycles heading our way. Not really a problem. Bad Kill still up here, defending his zone. And I've requested help on this flag because I'm still splitting between. And I'd like for us to hold this. Again, I know it's a 14-10, but still, I don't want us to lose this entire side. There's 2 flags here. Actually, 3. And based on our gaps here, I have no idea how we are so far ahead in flags. So I must have been doing some good work over here because my ZIS-2 is getting hit and these guys are getting shelled. I'm going to assume I knocked out some trucks here that were coming in from the Hungarians. I didn't catch it in the replay or during the match, so sorry. So now we've got a mix of real players and AI. We just knocked out a Jagdpanzer 38T with our Su-76, so not a bad trade, a 90-point tank against a 40-point... Excuse me, they're both tank killers, but you get the point. Enemy's trying to shell me off. And over in mid, we just knocked out a M4. So it took out a captured Sherman. We're getting pretty much destroyed up here at this point, but we still have the flag. ISU 122S is still in. The reason you're not really seeing a move is because I believe there's still an 88 here or here. And I want to say I lost one of these already in the match. Enemy Lovas team's knocked out by our Su-76. I'm moving another Strelky SVT team forward and a T-34. Hungarians in control on top of the hillside. We've got Loki here pushing with us in mid. There's the 88. I knew there was something there. Is he trying to take out my Matilda? No, my Matilda's fighting a Tiger, I think. Oh no, Matilda just penned the M4 Sherman, but he gets killed, I think, by artillery. Boy, I reverse everything I said about the Matilda. Get the Matilda, absolutely. This thing did way too good in this match. On the right, I'm very surprised by this. So I was hoping to see recon, AT guns, or DP guns, and machine guns. But they're so stacked over here, they're losing their flag. These guys need to use better strategy and use the ground to their advantage. They shouldn't be losing this flag based on the players. Akron's been here by himself through the whole match and is just pushed off at the moment. I think he can get that back. P2 tried using them for AT duty. They destroyed our last Matilda with artillery fire, so unfortunately, and be very frustrated with the mighty Matilda and using artillery to kill them off. Tiger took some damage, but still not down. We got one Matilda left. And boy, if I know anybody's going to make a comment about the Matilda in the video, it's going to be Monty's dog. IS-1 moving up dangerously close here. Definitely got good armor up front, but I think we're still dealing with... I mean, we've seen a lot of anti-tank guns. We're also dealing with the elephants still, I believe. So the ISU-122 has moved forward. Looks like we just took out a P-40, but I'm not sure with which unit. 12-12 though, so we had beaten them down this far, and we're at the end of the match, and we're just not... Can't keep it together. So this has to be AI. I did ask Chewie to help me out, and he's been gracious enough with us to give us some of his armored rifle units to try and retake this flag. I've got a T-34 here. We've got an SU-85 capture. Multiple ones. We panic a crew, but there's 3. Can we kill one? I think we missed on that last round, so definitely need some help over here. Gonna continue to call in these PE-2s as quickly as I can. I do not have AT rocket planes in this division, so I'm using what I have. That will damage them, and any infantry in the buildings will be suppressed or damaged as well. I've got a Marauder coming in that's going to do a whole lot more damage. We'll see. Not sure which bomb load, but they're usually quite heavy. See if these SU-85s die. You got one, it looks like, or the armored rifles, and then just absolutely annihilated the infantry. So we have our flag back, and we're taking them down on ticks again. I do have an SU-152 here. A little bit nervous about continuing to move them up because the AT guns, there was an 88 somewhere around here. And enemy continue to use artillery on my armored vehicles, but we're maintaining the front line in mid. Bad kill, pinning down 3 squads of Hungarians and slowly killing them off with a recon car. So this is a bit dangerous because any random shell is going to give you damage. You just saw them damage like 4. I try to space these out, but then again, we do have AT guns over here. There could be stuff over here. You don't want to bunch up if you can avoid it. And also bring in a leader so you're not surrendered when this happens. Because the artillery will pin you down, and then they just move in a truck or walk forward, and there goes 4 or 5 squads sometimes. Crop still blocking our path. Another jumbo about to go down. Actually bounced that one, I'm surprised. But we are maintaining control. Over here, we've got Akron in a stalemate with some Tigers. And our right flank still... What is this? This is not going to win your game. Oof. So we lost the SU-152. I'm going to guess it was to either artillery or some tank. I really need recon over here. It's probably this Panther G. Can we take out the Panther G? We bounce. And we get penned immediately. Come on, Soviet optics. Do something right. Oh, we got a penetration. But ultimately, he's gone. And it looks like we've regained our flag, so that's huge. We just need to get this one back. This is probably our easiest flag to gain. Or this one. If we had some armor to push into here, I'm sure we could capture that flag. Enemy aircraft coming from mid with... Oh, he just pulled away. They did... It looks like they have knocked literally all of our tanks out here outside these tank destroyers from Loki. And the IS-1 that I was worried about is still alive, but we are maintaining the flag. That's all that matters. Bad kill getting sights on a Nebelwerfer that's been moved up way too far with his howitzer. That one shot might knock him out. There he goes. Now Bad Kill supporting us with his air power. P-47Ds flying in. Enemy's got anti-aircraft now. But can he take out the Zrinyi? No. Can you take out the Su-85? Yes. So at least we get one piece of armor out of here. Su-76 bounces on that Panther G, and all my units outside of this Strelky DP have been wiped. I did have to place some units up here to help hold the flag because we were still getting pressured. Put a leader in to prevent surrender, and then for anti-tank FPTRS teams. It's auto, so hopefully we can maintain that control. Again, it's like one flag to one flag each time, but because we are holding on this, see the Hungarians, we are winning. And mid, it seems like the enemy's kind of given up on getting that flag back. We might be able to get this flag. I don't know about right. I'm not confident in our players, I'm sorry. PE2 is going to try to ground fire on these guys. They're raiders, so they're going to disappear as soon as I get in close. Usually that seems like that happens. Unfortunately, he pulled away, and now he's going to get pushed off. That sucked. Enemy throwing Hungarians at us right now. But it looks like they've only got... No, they got two guys over here. He was going to try and shoot down my PE2, wasn't he? Looks like a Bad Kill is getting off-mapped. Still think we can get this. 4 minutes and 55 seconds on our timer. Still winning. There's that AT gun I was very worried about. Strelky team's getting pushed out of their car. Su-85 just going to get outranged by all his 2K stuff here. See that WC-25 car using that 50 cal on the enemy. So we saw an enemy 88 here. P-51 came in at a great time, knocks out several units, and I had to blind fire here on hoping we got him. Our infantry can't see the AT gun at 2,000 meters. Tanko Amrati firing at these raider teams with his sniper rifle. Actually doing a pretty good job. Tiger's knocked out by my ISU 122 here in mid. Let's see if we can get the second one really quick. No. He's knocked out. There's a King Tiger here. Now, we are still holding on to the flag, though. So I'm bringing more and more Su-76Ms into the mix. We got a T-34-76. I really wish this M5 would kill this Panther. But now we finally got an IS-2, which can knock out all this stuff. Although I don't know what that is. So lots and lots of enemy equipment here. Su-85 is just looking right before the flag. Bad Kill coming back in with a P-40. Levels a hobble. And another 88. Boy, this game is full of Pak-43s. Knocks out another one of my units. Sapri here, still holding on to the left flag, but we are down to a 12-12. That puts the timer back up to 29 minutes. PE2s coming in together now because we are seeing anti-aircraft here. That's kind of sad that he didn't kill that off. I'm sure my Su-85 can do it. And he does. So, unfortunately, one of these PE2s went down. We got a flag back somewhere. I'm not sure where. Maybe it was mid. Or it's this one right here. 2 minutes to go. Like my positioning is a hot mess in this game. Just trying to fill gaps wherever I can. The WC-25 hero is killed off. Not sure by who. He has no armor. Come on, Rhino. He's never going to get through the front. Odds are like 0. Su-85 destroyed by artillery again. Very accurate artillery. Look at that. The IS-2 can die to the PaK-43, which we seemingly haven't been able to kill. But if we can keep him alive, he can wipe everything else here. My Su-85's here. If we can get some visibility on these guys, we can start knocking them out with those big shells. Back to a 12-12. King Tiger, bouncing shells left and right. Su-85 gonna die to that. 85 will even die to that. He has enough high explosive. I'm dropping a bunch of shells here for my Su-76M and 120s to try to keep our position because they were pressuring us in mid. To a 13-11. We've got off-map going on their position here. If we can capture the 2 flags, that'll be a lot easier to maintain at least one. IS-2 just getting heavily shelled right now. Looks like we're doing okay on the top of the hill. So my Su-152 doing a fantastic job of taking out the enemy infantry. And the artillery did destroy the IS-2. That sucks. 88 still alive with 1 man. I definitely don't like seeing an Su-76 as a frontline unit. You shouldn't use them that way, but I really had nothing left. T-34-85 got knocked out over here. I'm not sure by what. If you take out a 7-1, probably start trying to shell my Su-152 here in a second. Now the Germans are winning. What happened? So we've got that. We're still off over here. Completely collapsed on the right flank. We had so much equipment over here too. And I don't know why we've got M10s all the way back here. But that doesn't really matter. We already have that flag. I'm getting off-mapped. This is probably what's causing us not to be a 12-12. I'm just pinned. So he's not going to surrender because the leader's right here. But it won't push back to red until he gets unpinned. I was really hoping to see a PTRS 41 kill, but there we go. You see all these enemies here. There comes the enemy off map. There was like 6 or 7 squads in here, but because the sapper is still alive and unpinned, we get the flag back. It's a 13-11. Enemies just giving me free reign with air recon over here. For some reason, this guy's not shooting up there. So we're going to come in and absolutely annihilate this with bombs. Look at all that. So an AT gun, a couple squads, and there's a bunch down here. Now, what you can do is if you're got infantry on the ground and they're not pinned, everyone here is going to be pinned. If they're not fanatical, you just do move order. I shouldn't be doing a hunt. This should be a move order. And anybody who's pinned down will surrender. They're behind the line now. They're just going to give up. But I don't think anybody's left from that. We got 16 seconds left. Let's see the last flags on the map where we're at. Mid, we did well. Akron just off the flag again. I'm sure he could get it back. And on the right, we finally captured one. Got our flag back and win it. 14-10 at the very end with a minor victory after 36 minutes and 15 seconds. Take a look at our team stats. So the Soviets, 21-15 to 17-60. Take a look at what did the killing. The Matilda 2 takes out a Panzer IV, Panzer III, Panzer IV, P-40, AT gun, and a Panzer IV. Not too bad for a 20-point tank. Su-76 takes out a few units, including a Jagdpanzer 38T, so that's a great trade. A single Strelke team took out a few units. ISU-122 took out 3 Tigers. All right, good job. Hello, Dove. P-34 Recon takes out a few. Su-76 MPT takes out several units as well. I think this was on the far left where we're trying to get that flag. So I guess on the front line he did pretty well. Loss-wise, lots of artillery. The Panther on the left, we just couldn't route range him. Couldn't get good positioning because no cover. I mean, you could smoke him off, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have time for that. So we end up with 12% of the kills with 9% of the casualties. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hopefully that gives you an idea of how to use some of these outdated tanks effectively. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment if you would. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.